Affordable Care Act benefits to expire, her premiums will go up by hundreds of dollars, and she says she'll have to cancel her health coverage. She needs chemo monthly to fight her cancer. What is she supposed to do?
Senator Jon Ossoff is sounding the alarm, claiming that some Americans cannot survive if ACA tax credits expire. But what does that really mean for working families and taxpayers? In this video, we break down who truly benefits from these subsidies, who is footing the bill, and why Washington keeps using fear instead of facts to push its agenda. We'll reveal the long-term consequences of permanent government dependency and what it means for the future of healthcare in America. Don't miss this. Hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the truth they won't tell you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, what is an American supposed to do who loses health insurance in the middle of chemotherapy? That's the question confronting one of my constituents right now. A Georgian who wrote into my office, a woman in her early 60s in the middle of a breast cancer fight. She waits tables for a living. Republicans allow these Affordable Care Act benefits to expire. Her premiums will go up by hundreds of dollars, and she says she'll have to cancel her health coverage. She needs chemo monthly to fight her cancer. What is she supposed to do? Or my constituent with diabetes, who just had major surgery for another health issue just a few months ago, and told me that when she learned that this Congress might let these tax credits expire, she cried. She cried not for herself, she cried because she feared that others would die as a result of this policy choice. And then she got her own insurance quote for next year, hundreds of dollars higher than she's paying now. A diabetic in Georgia who just had major surgery, who says she too will have to cancel her health insurance. And she cried again when she got that insurance quote, because suddenly she feared that she might die. She might die. What is she supposed to do? Another constituent who reached out to my office this week, a single mother who relies on medicine that if she is not insured would cost her $80,000 per year without insurance. Her premiums about to go up by hundreds of dollars. She too says she probably will have to cancel her insurance. What is she supposed to do? How is she going to afford medicine that costs, without insurance, $80,000 per year? The whole conversation about these Affordable Care Act tax credits in this town and this building has been focused on the politics of this issue. This is life or death. People will die. This is one of the most consequential votes this Senate will take all year. By saying yea or nay to the clerk of the Senate later today, senators will decide whether people live or people die. Senators will decide whether Georgians and folks across the country are financially ruined or have a shot. 500,000 Georgians, it's projected, will lose their coverage altogether. More than 1 million more will see their premiums double or worse. This is a choice. What's the point of having all this power if you won't use it to help people? I remember just a few weeks ago, members of this body wrote into a funding bill $500,000 payments to themselves. Do you remember that? But our own constituents who stand to lose their health insurance in the middle of a cancer fight, what are they supposed to do? My constituents cannot afford this, and some of my constituents cannot survive it. I urge my Republican colleagues to put the politics aside and vote to extend these tax credits for the health of our constituents. Thank you, Mr. President.
Welcome back, Senator Jon Ossoff. He says some of his constituents cannot survive if the ACA tax credits expire. That's a powerful statement, and it's designed to hit you emotionally. But as always in Washington, we have to separate emotion from reality. These subsidies lower monthly premiums for people buying insurance on the exchanges. Sounds good on the surface, but here's what's missing from his warning. First, these credits are not free. Every dollar used to prop up ACA premiums comes from taxpayers, either through higher taxes, more borrowing, or inflation. Washington loves to frame this as help for struggling families, but they never explain that working Americans are footing the bill whether they use ACA plans or not. Second, the ACA itself distorted the insurance market long before these credits existed. Premiums skyrocketed after Obamacare passed. Insurers pulled out of states. Deductibles exploded. Instead of fixing the damage, politicians now argue that we must permanently subsidize a broken system just to keep it from collapsing. That's not reform. That's a bailout. Ossoff says people cannot survive without these credits. The real question is why Washington built a system where survival depends on federal subsidies in the first place. Conservatives have warned for years that government-controlled health care would lead exactly here. Higher costs, fewer choices, and permanent dependency on Washington. Third, these subsidies mostly benefit insurance companies. The government guarantees them customers and revenue, while families still face high deductibles and limited provider networks. If this was truly about affordability, we would be talking about increasing competition, allowing insurance sales across state lines, price transparency, and real market-based reforms. Instead, the solution from the left is always the same. Extend the credits. Spend more money. Scare voters with worst-case scenarios. And never address the root cause. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If these credits expire, it exposes how unsustainable the ACA really is. And rather than admitting the policy failed, politicians want to lock Americans into permanent subsidies funded by endless government spending. Health care should be affordable because the system works, not because taxpayers are forced to prop it up forever. Americans deserve better than fear-based politics and half solutions that keep Washington in control while families struggle. If you want more honest breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and share this video. The more this channel grows, the harder it becomes for Washington talking points to go unchallenged.